From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your Evening Update.
Cascade Paint & Supply is Reading's oldest family-owned paint store, established in 1953. We are the largest Dunn Edwards dealer in the nation, and most of our products are made in the U.S. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff are ready to answer your questions and help you today.
Happy holidays from Weather NorCal and our sponsors. Have a wonderful holiday season.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Krueger. Before we get to that deeper dive forecast and really get into that chance for rain that we have later this week, let's just get you through tonight and tomorrow in Krueger's Quickcast. And we're going to start off with what we expect here for tonight, with temperatures getting on the cool side. You know, it was a little breezy this morning, but the wind should die down for tonight and tomorrow, and that will allow those temperatures to probably drop somewhere in the mid-30s for those overnight lows in the valley. Could see some frost in some areas for the valley. Teens, 20s for the higher elevations, especially to the north and east, and 20s and 30s for Trinity County and the inland areas, and temperatures in the mid-30s out along the coast. All right, getting you out the door here for tomorrow morning. Yeah, definitely a chilly start to the day. Even at 8 o'clock in the morning, we're in the mid-30s. Could still see some patchy fog for some of those mountain valleys, especially in Trinity County. North coast, mostly cloudy, temperature of 35, teens and 20s for Siskiyou, Modoc County, and the eastern mountains. So you can see the parade of storms off to our west. And, you know, none of these are really particularly strong, but they will bring us some wet weather here as early as Wednesday night, Thursday, possibly Friday into Saturday as well. But in the meantime, we've got high pressure in place for today, and really even as we go through the day tomorrow as well. In fact, here's your forecast for tomorrow. Temperatures may be dropping just a tad, but we'll keep it right around 60 for most of us in the valley, upper 50s to about 60. It looks like 30s and 40s for the higher elevations to the north and east. We're talking low 50s here for Trinity County, low to mid 50s inland, and upper 50s for your daytime highs along the coast, and even around 60 for some of those warmer spots. Your 7-day outlook for the valley. Now, I've taken out that chance for rain on Wednesday because it looks like Wednesday will be dry. We'll just be looking at increasing clouds. Maybe Wednesday evening, some showers moving in, especially as we go into Wednesday night, and then off and on rain through Thursday through early next week. Now, the timing, the overall intensity of this is going to change, but I do expect the heaviest rainfall to be sometime Wednesday night and Thursday morning, and then not so much on Friday, but still a chance for showers, and then more heavier rainfall coming in as we go into your Saturday. For the coast, inland, and for Trinity County. Now, notice I've got a broad brush forecast with those snow levels. They could be a little bit lower at times, a little bit higher at times, but overall, this will be the general snow level for Trinity County in general. All right, we take you out to Siskiyou County also. The general snow level will be about 3,500 feet, locally lower at times, locally higher at times. Same situation for Modoc County at 4,500 feet, and for the eastern mountains also around 4,500 feet. So that's what it looks like when we take a look at your Krueger's Quickcast here. Now let's go into the deeper dive. Because again, you're probably hearing about rain in the forecast, right? And, you know, for good reason, because there is rain heading our way. But I do expect that dry and mild start to the week, as we've seen, and that'll continue at least through Wednesday. And then cooler and unsettled by the middle of the week, probably sometime around Wednesday night and Thursday, the rain kicks in. Snow levels will average between 3,000 and 4,500 feet. And then the mountain travel, I think it's going to be impacted, especially for Wednesday night and then again for Friday night into Saturday. Those snow levels are going to be low enough that it could create problems even on I-5 near the Mount Shasta City area, Weed, and maybe even a little bit south of that as well. So again, I'm tracking the series of storms off to the west here. Essentially what will happen though, these two will kind of join forces right here. So this energy right here is what's moving in on Wednesday night into Thursday, and then this coming into Friday night into Saturday, and again, more coming in behind that. So what we've been dealing with is dry and mild pattern here for today, tomorrow, and really even through Wednesday, although Wednesday increasing clouds. And then this active weather here is what's moving in for Thursday through the weekend, and more coming in behind that for early next week. All right, so let's take a look at the latest forecast model with Futurecast, and taking you through the day on Tuesday. Yeah, just a couple of passing high clouds, but looks like more of a carbon copy of what we saw here for today, for tomorrow. maybe temperatures dropping just a tad. Then Wednesday, I'm going to just take you all the way through Wednesday at noon. Notice we're seeing a lot of cloud cover out there. These are mainly in the form of some mid and high level clouds. We'll call it partly to mostly cloudy skies at this point. But the rain is still off to our west. Now we take in about 5 p.m. on Wednesday. Still the mid to high level clouds, but we're getting more cloud cover out there. But the bulk of the rain is just beginning to enter the coast here. So showers around late Wednesday afternoon, early evening for the coast. And then Wednesday night, now we're seeing it overspread eastward. Still fairly light for the valley at this point, but the heavier rainfall will be to the west into Trinity County, western Siskiyou, Del Norte, and Humboldt counties as well. And then maybe some of that moderate rainfall coming in late night, Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. I've also got snow levels between 3,500 and 4,500 feet. So places like Mount Shasta City, you might see some snowflakes out of this. Eventually, some of that coming into the Alturas region, maybe Susanville seeing some of it. Bernie, I think you'll be borderline. I think Bernie, you'll probably be closer to a rain-snow mix at best, all in the form of rain for Hayfork and Weaverville. And of course for Shingletown, you'll probably be looking at more in the way of rain as well. But this is going to be the beginning phases, right? Wednesday night. As we go into Thursday and even into the weekend, we've got more activity coming in behind that. So there's that ridge of high pressure that's been the dominant feature. Now what's happening is we're finally seeing these storms break through that ridge. So there you can see that first system coming in Wednesday night into Thursday, right? Then we go into Friday, not much on Friday. But by Saturday, we've got more wet weather coming in. Looks like another round of some moderate to heavy rainfall at times, moderate to heavy snow at times as well. Sunday, maybe a little bit of a break, but by Sunday evening into Monday, now we're seeing another round of some rain moving in, maybe a bit of a break on Tuesday with maybe this coming in for, say, next Wednesday or Thursday. So you get the idea. We have that storm gate open. We're allowing these storms to move in. But one of the things I do want to remind you is none of these storms in particular are very strong. And quite honestly, this is the way we want to get the rain, right? Where we see some good rainfall, we see a break, more rain, a break, and more rain. And that's kind of how this is. They're just all lining up over the Pacific and heading right into Northern California and the Pacific Northwest. Has some colder air to work with, and we're seeing some decent snow for some of the higher elevations. So what does it look like when we're talking about how much rain we can expect? Well, number one, the Climate Prediction Center is putting us in that wetter than normal category to really normal category, barely in the wetter than normal category. The lighter shades of green indicating a smaller chance of seeing above normal rainfall. So really, for the most part, we're going to be around normal for this time of the year. So what this essentially means is we're just seeing some wet weather move in, but nothing to the point where we expect any flooding or mudslides and debris flows, and it won't be a major problem, at least with the rain. The snow could create problems, which we'll get into that here in just a second. Let's take a look at the forecast rainfall totals from one of the long-range forecast models. We're looking at the GFS, or the American Forecast Model, and through Monday. I think these numbers are doing pretty well here. Now, keep in mind, we're going to be looking at more in the way of snow for a lot of the higher elevations, so it's not picking up on that rainfall where we have most of that rain, once again, along the coast. No big surprises there. All right, now, speaking of snow, let's take a look at that. We'll kind of zoom it out here. Now, when we look at the long-range forecast models, when it comes to snow, they really do tend to overdo it because we do have all of these microclimates in the mountains. The forecast models tend to have a difficult time with that. But the European, the American forecast model, in pretty good agreement with the numbers that we are expected to see for some of those higher elevations. Now, it is projecting upwards of over 30 inches around the Mount Shasta City area. Could we see that? Sure, it's not out of the question. But one of the things we have to remind ourselves is, I don't want you to compare this to what you're seeing here to what we saw with the recent atmospheric river event. Because you see, the atmospheric river event, that all happened in a matter of 24 hours. You know, the Mount Shasta City, so over 30 inches of rain in some, 30 inches of snow in some cases in a matter of 24 hours. This is going from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So we're talking 5 days of accumulation here. So you see some snow, you see a break. You see some snow, you see a break. Once you add it all up after 5 days, This is what we're looking at. So yes, it is going to create some problems with travel delays with chain requirements, maybe even on I-5, west of I-5 on Highway 299, and even 36 west of I-5, and of course, all of the mountain passes east of I-5 as well. So if you have travel plans as early as Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday, Saturday through the weekend, just keep a close eye on the forecast because this snow could create some problems for you when it comes to travel. Let's take a look at that 10-day trend with the temperatures, and we're going to be right around normal for the next couple of days. We drop below normal. This is when we see those lower snow levels come in, but then the temperatures do start to increase a little bit here, getting back to closer to, if not just above normal, by the middle to latter part of next week. Let's take a look at those wave heights, and you can see for your Tuesday, they're starting to increase a little bit by the second half of the day on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, as that next system approaches, we are going to start to see some of those wave heights begin to increase. But looking at marine forecast for your Tuesday, your winds will be from the southeast at 5 to 10 knots. There are no advisories, and there you can see your high and your low tide for tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon, respectively. All right, let's take a look at your forecast lows tonight. It's going to be cold. Not as breezy, borderline windy as it was this morning for tomorrow morning. And as a result, it's going to be colder. We're talking mid-30s, even some low 30s in there. We could be looking at the potential for some frost in many areas for the valley. Of course, looking at teens and 20s for the north and eastern mountains. Off to the west, temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 20s, inland areas mid-30s, and for the coast, temperatures in the low to mid-30s. So here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast for your Tuesday. Temperatures hovering right around that 50-degree mark, some of those warmer spots like Ruth at about 59. So what I've got here are dry conditions Tuesday, increasing clouds Wednesday. By Wednesday night into Thursday, that's when we see the chance for rain and snow. Snow levels around 3,000 feet. So through this time frame, I do not anticipate any accumulating snow for places like Weaverville, Douglas City, or Hayfork. I think your elevations are going to be a little too low for that, but I wouldn't be surprised if at some point in time we do see maybe a bit of a rain-snow mix in those areas. We take you out to the north coast, 60 degrees out in Blue Lake, 60 for Garberville, 59 for Alder Point. Showers late in the day, probably closer to the evening hours for the coast, and then of course more often on rain for Thursday through the weekend. Taking you up north, PM showers for the inland areas, otherwise showers for Thursday, Friday, heavier rainfall possibly for your Saturday, and then maybe some showers Sunday night, and then maybe more showers coming in for your Monday. Your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast, Fort Jones about 41. Snow levels on average around 3,500 feet for Siskiyou County. Could drop a little bit lower than that at times, could get a little bit higher than that at times. This is just a general broad sense of what those snow levels are looking like and what that could mean for your travel too. All right, so 4,500 feet, that's the broad general snow level here for Modoc County, starting as early as Wednesday night, and in particular for your Thursday through the weekend and early next week. Your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast, Chester about 47, snow levels also on average around 4,500 feet, maybe even a little bit higher as you start heading a little bit more down to the south here. Once again, most likely creating some travel delays for Thursday, off and on all the way through the weekend. Here's your Valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by Walgamuth Painting. Your temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 50s for your daytime highs. Not quite as warm as it was today, but temperatures still pretty mild out there. 59 degrees for Redding, 58 for Lakehead, and 56 degrees in Whiskeytown. So we look at that 7-day outlook for Redding. I've got dry for tomorrow, dry for Wednesday, and then by Wednesday night into Thursday, you've got the showers moving in. Now, there could be a bit of a break on Friday with some heavier rainfall most likely coming in on Saturday. And then Sunday, not a lot of rain at this point, maybe coming in late in the day going into your Monday. That is your evening update. I'll be back again tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. with your latest forecast and live on Coffee with Krueger at 7 a.m. Have a great night.